You know how much of a fool I feel like right now? I've been talking for I don't know how long, because when I went to look at the clock, I saw that it read 0, that I hadn't pressed play, and I thought I had pressed play. So I've been talking and hadn't recorded anything. So I'll start again, I guess. First thing I want to say is I made a video last Sunday, but I was in terrible looking shape, so I didn't publish it. It was short. I felt bad. The reason is because last weekend was the reunion, so I'm pretty sure it's the last video I talked about the reunion. The reunion happened. So we were late getting out there. There was a 2-hour delay that caused us to drink some Bloody Marys, a couple more than we should have. I don't like that people are coming here. The biggest frustration I have, not the biggest, but a frustration I have, is when I sit in the van and I watch people pull up and they go into a place of business, and I know that I could have, if I've gotten out of the van, I could have been in front of them. It's kind of a silly thing. Anyways, so we managed to get a little bit drunk at the airport and on the plane, and then by the time we get to San Antonio, a friend of ours' wife picks us up, takes us to their house, and a couple of other guys already got started without us. And that wasn't the reunion, but that was like a reunion within the reunion. Okay, so this Facebook group and this reunion groups is for the 22nd CES, Civil Engineering Squadron, from March Air Force Base, California. And March Air Force Base closed around 1995 as far as military concern. And it has been in existence for probably decades before that, right? But there are a few of us that got there around 1993, 92, 93, and then stayed until they closed. We lived in a dorm almost the entire time. Those of us that lived together for those few years, and we were all the same age, some of us were maybe a year or two older or a year or two younger, but we were there between the ages of 18 and 22. And we're the ones that have a close, tight-knit bond. Now, the group is for 22nd CES and March Air Force Base in general. There was no parameters. The old first sergeant who was in charge, he was a lot older. He was never even our first sergeant. He's a hell of a guy, and he's a hell of a first sergeant even now. It's been 20 plus years since he's been in uniform. He was never my first sergeant, but he's a great first sergeant. He takes care of us right now as grown adults. Now, no longer in the service, he's a great first sergeant now. So he's opened the group to all members, not just ones that he knows, which seems like a fair thing to happen. And a lot of these guys are proud that they served, and proud that they were in CE, and proud that they were in station at March Air Force Base. So it's completely cool. I have no problems with that. But they're not necessarily the guys I want to see. The guys I want to see are the guys that, for all of us, we all feel the same way, is the guys that we live with in the dorms. So Friday was like a reunion within the reunion. Met up with a friend of ours. When we got there were a couple of other buddies there. And we just told stories and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And we laughed so much. It was the most I've laughed in quite some time. And it doesn't even have to be like, yeah, we told stories from back in the day and they were funny. We told stories that happened in between the 20 years that we haven't seen each other. Those are also funny. And now we can tell stories from the reunions, from previous reunions. So 2 years ago I told a story, and just funny. It will never not be fun. I can almost guarantee that, because we won't run out of stories to tell. And only person who cares if you repeat a story is me. Anyways, I get tired of hearing repeat stories. That's my dad. So we got to bed early, and then fairly early. Saturday we woke up. It's reunion day. We're still a little feeling a little rough. We go to the Alamo. There's no basement in the Alamo. I don't know what the big deal about the Alamo is, but they don't even have a basement. So after the basement, we went to get 3 pound cinnamon roll, 3 pound cinnamon roll, and I had seen it on TV. I don't know, somebody shared it on Facebook, and I saw it as in San Antonio. I go, I'll meet you one of these in October. So for about a year, I've been telling myself I want to eat a 3 pound cinnamon roll. Now, if you know me, you know I don't eat very much wheat at all, and I try to avoid sugar. That's my weakness, though, and especially cinnamon rolls, because I love them. I love them, but so we walk to the Alamo, and we walk to this diner, Lulu's Cafe, and bakery cafe. Sit down, giant cinnamon roll, take some pictures. I work my way into the middle, because I'm like, if you're gonna eat a 3 pound cinnamon roll, that means the middle, a pound of it is the middle, the center, and you know the center is the best part. So I worked my way into the center, and I ate the center, and it was good. And my buddy, small guy, not really into sweets, he ate a couple pieces, and it was like, oh, it's good. It was good. It was actually good. Not only was it 3 pounds, it was actually good. So here's the thing. I have about at least 2 pounds of cinnamon roll left. And she's like, and the waitress is used to boxing it up. She's like, "You want to box that up?" I'm like, I don't know. And she just leave it and walk away. Eat the amount that I ate and walk away. But I have a bad habit of not wanting to throw away food. So I say, yeah, go ahead, pack it up. So you go back to the hotel, and we didn't do much in San Antonio. We're like, let's turn on TV, let's take a nap, let's rest, get ready for the night. So we rest. Phone rings. One of the guys, hey, we're gonna meet you there in an hour or so. All right, we'll get ready. We get ready. We take an Uber to the hotel. We start drinking. It's 1 o'clock. The reunion don't start till, it's like 1:30. The reunion don't start till 5. We start there socializing, having a good time, taking pictures. Then we go to the actual reunion. And this time there are a lot of people we don't know. There's the older people that we know, the people that were our NCOs, right? And here's the thing. So we got a table at the barbecue joint, and it's all us younger guys, right? All us dorm rats that were young 20 years ago. And I realized, I go, you remember how Sergeant Eastman, who was also named Bear, was our dorm manager, and how old he was? And you realize that we're now older than he was then? Like, this guy was old enough to retire from the military, get out and retire from the military, and within the next year. There's a couple of people who were at that age. He retired. We served with him the year or so before he retired, and he just seems so old. Now when you look at pictures, he looks like a young man. But we are older than he was then, and that blows my mind. We are all now older than he was then, when we thought he was an old man, almost retired old man. I don't know if you understand how much that blows my mind, and I mean, we got to get a laugh out of it, but so we have barbecue, we're drinking some more. We go back to the hotel where everybody is, people who are still gonna drink or still gonna hang out are hanging out. We hang out there. Then they close that hotel bar, and one of the guys is like, "Let's go over here. We're gonna go out." He's like, "I got a hall pass, man. I'm not going to bed." I'm like, "I'm ready to go to bed." Shit. No, we're going. So we go to we go to the VFW in San Antonio, Texas, which was pretty cool. It's right on the river. It's right, I think this dude's packing up. Get my spot back. It's right on the river. They had a live band playing, like, combination. It's Texas, right? So they're playing country. It's a Mexican band. They're playing country music. They're playing Brooks and Dunn. They're playing Salinas. They're playing, I don't know. It was cool. I was about to ask somebody to dance, but I didn't. Some other drunk dude did. I think they played that Celia Cruz song, like her last song that she put out a few years ago. That's the last song of the night. They were still open for 2 more hours or something like that, or an hour. Excuse me. I mean, why don't they keep playing? Well, you're still open. Shit, I'm getting ready to dance. And I'm like, let's go. And then here comes my buddy that I traveled with. He comes walking out with a goddamn bucket of beers. I'm like, oh my God. Well, there's no. My thinking is we're not gonna leave until these beers are gone. So I open a beer and have another beer. I think I may have 2 more beers. We finally get out of there. We finally get back to our hotel. Uber picks us up. These cats walk back to their hotel. We were at a different hotel. Uber drops us off. We get up to the room. And buddy goes to the bathroom, gets ready. So what do? What does my dumbass do? Fatty 2x4. I start eating a cinnamon roll. And I am shoving as much of the cinnamon roll, leftover cinnamon roll, and it's delicious. Crumbs are falling on. I don't care. I'm checking out tomorrow. I'm just eating as much as I can. Eating. And that's a cute girl with a hat, but she's not wearing a hat today. So my buddy gets in there, he brushes teeth or goes to the bathroom or does whatever, and then it's my turn, and I go in there and I take one final I make pee-pee, right? Before I get in bed, eat a little bit more. I don't know how much of this damn cinnamon roll I ate, but I was stuffing. Like I didn't brush my teeth, so if I got cavities, it's because of this night. I'm shoving cinnamon roll, leftover cinnamon roll, in my mouth till I finally pass out. I wake up in the morning, I feel terrible. I'm hungover, like one of those bad hangovers, the kind where you think you have to vomit. And I did. And we got a plane to catch. And I feel terrible. And all that I am vomiting is cinnamon roll. I don't make cinnamon roll and beer, but it's mainly cinnamon roll. And I go through this process several times. Like up until so my buddy finally gets up, he gets showered, and when he gets out of the shower, I go straight into the bathroom again and get sick again. And back and forth, I think it was 5 times I went to the bathroom. And then it wasn't an emergency, but I just knew, and I went to the bathroom, and the bad thing about, so when you drink too much and to the point that you get sick, there's 2 times it's going to happen. When you're still drunk that night and when you're sober the next morning. Guess which one sucks the most, right? So I struggle. Everything, like just to punch in the address on my phone for the Uber, I struggle through that. Just to put pants on, I shower, it's there. Everything is a struggle. Finally, we cannot wait any longer. I hit the Uber button. We get downstairs. You get to the airport. I'm struggling. As soon as I get through security, which was a hassle, I get to the gate and I lay down and I fall asleep again. And finally I wake up and I feel better. But I was not 100% until like 2 days later. So that's how my reunion went, folks. Sorry I waited a week to tell that story, but I wasn't feeling well when I got back here on Sunday. Anyways, that's it. I'm out of time, and I'm gonna get some coffee and maybe a little gluten-free coffee cake, And I'm gonna I got work to do. I got author stuff to do. So, and maybe we'll do a little fishing when the sun is out. I'll talk to you folks later. Thanks.